Forbidden Room. The Thompsons were an ordinary family living in an old, creaky house on the outskirts of a quiet town. Mark and Anna had two young boys, Timmy and Jake, who loved exploring every nook and cranny of their home. However, one room on the second floor was strictly off-limits. It was securely locked, and the boys were forbidden to enter. "Why can't we go in there?" Timmy asked one evening as they sat down for dinner. Anna's hand trembled slightly as she ladled soup into their bowls. "It's just a storage room, sweetheart. Nothing for you to worry about." Mark gave a nervous smile. "Your mother is right. It's just old things we don't need anymore." Despite their parents' reassurances, the boys couldn't shake their curiosity. They often saw one of their parents slipping into the room, carefully unlocking it and disappearing inside for a while before coming back out, locking it behind them. One day the boys waited until they saw their father head towards the room. They crept down the hall and peeked around the corner. Mark looked around nervously before unlocking the door and slipping inside. "Why do they go in there every day?" Jake whispered. "I don't know," Timmy replied. "But I'm going to find out." Hours later, when their parents had gone to bed, Timmy and Jake snuck out of their room. They crept to the forbidden door and pressed their ears against it, hoping to catch a sound, a clue, anything. But the room was silent. One evening, after dinner, the boys mustered the courage to ask their parents about the room again. This time, their father's face darkened. "Enough with the questions. You need to trust us and stay away from that room. Do you understand?" The boys nodded reluctantly, but their curiosity had only grown. They couldn't ignore the mystery of the room. Late one night, when the house was silent, Timmy and Jake tiptoed to the forbidden door. Timmy had found an old bobby pin and spent days learning how to pick locks from online videos. His heart pounded as he fumbled with the lock until it finally clicked open. The door creaked as they pushed it open, revealing a dimly lit room filled with old furniture and boxes. Dust swirled in the air, illuminated by a single, flickering bulb hanging from the ceiling. In the corner, something moved. A small figure huddled in the shadows. "Hello," Timmy called out softly. The figure turned, revealing a girl about their age with wide, terrified eyes. She was chained to the wall, her wrists bound with heavy iron shackles. "Please, help me," she whispered. Before they could react, they heard footsteps behind them. Mark and Anna stood in the doorway, their faces a mix of anger and fear. "What are you doing in here?" Anna demanded. We heard someone," Jake stammered, eyes wide with fear. Mark's expression softened slightly, but his voice was firm. "You boys need to go to your room. Now." Reluctantly, the boys left the room, their minds racing with questions and fear. That night, they lay in their beds, unable to sleep. The image of the chained girl haunted them. "We have to help her," Timmy whispered. "We can't leave her like that," Jake nodded. "But how?" "Mom and Dad will catch us again." "We'll wait until they're asleep," Timmy said. "Then we'll go back and set her free." A few nights later, when the house was silent and their parents were asleep, the boys made their move. They crept to the forbidden door, the bobby pin in Timmy's hand once more. It took longer this time, but eventually the lock clicked open. The girl was still there, her eyes wide with hope and fear as they approached. "We're going to get you out of here," Timmy whispered, fumbling with the shackles. "Hurry," she urged, "before they wake up." With a final twist, the shackles fell away. The girl rubbed her wrists, tears of relief in her eyes. "Thank you. Let's go," Jake said, leading the way to the door. But as they reached the threshold, a cold, eerie voice filled the room. You cannot escape. The girl's form shimmered and shifted, revealing a grotesque, monstrous figure with sharp claws and glowing red eyes. The boys screamed, but it was too late. The monster lunged at them, its laughter echoing through the house. Mark and Anna burst into the room, horror etched on their faces. No, Anna cried, but the creature was too fast. It mimicked their voices, calling out to each other, spreading confusion and panic. The boys tried to escape, but the monster's claws caught them. Their screams echoed in the night as the creature fed on the family. In the end, the Thompsons were left with the tragic realization that their attempts to protect their children had led to their doom. The monster, once imprisoned, was now free, and it was only a matter of time before it found new victims to mimic and torment. The house stood silent once more, the forbidden room's door left ajar, a grim reminder of the secrets that should have remained locked away. Days turned into weeks, and the townspeople began to notice the absence of the Thompsons. Whispers and rumors spread, but no one dared to investigate the old house on the outskirts of town. The legend of the Forbidden Room grew, a chilling tale passed down from one generation to the next. Some say that on stormy nights, you can still hear the faint, eerie laughter of the creature echoing through the deserted halls. The house, now abandoned, stands as a testament to the dark secrets it once held, and the Forbidden Room, with its doors slightly ajar, waits patiently for its next unwitting visitor, ready to unleash its horrors once more.